So it's the Cicerones here, and we are coming to you live from July 13th, 2022. We have just acknowledged that we are about a couple weeks away from being 6 months married, and a lot has happened, some of which we have not spoken about publicly. So we wanted to kind of take some time to talk to you about what's been going on in our world and how we're living through it.
You're so much better at talking than I am.
So in the month of April, I had a medical procedure done to check and make sure that my womb was healthy and that the fibroids that I do have were not in a place that would prevent pregnancy. And then a couple of weeks later,
we ended up getting pregnant. I walked. No, I
David's
didn't.
little swimmers.
No,
they swam to the right place.
We made a video. Thought it was just I think it was a 3-month anniversary, 4-month anniversary.
I told him by doing a fake Thriving 5 video.
A Thriving 5 video.
Where I talked about how, we were praying for the 3 F's, faith, family, and finances. And God had blessed us and we had a lot to be thankful for. And then I handed him the pregnancy test.
That said it was positive.
Which was
surprised.
Really exciting. He found out about May 2nd, which made his finals week really hard because he couldn't focus on school and was supposed to be doing papers. And I wanted to wait to tell him, but I decided I needed to tell him in case something happened and he just needed to know I was pregnant. So we experienced Mother's Day and Memorial Day and a whole bunch of weeks excited about our secret. So on June 3rd, we went to a doctor's appointment and Davies was really excited. It was the first time we had ever gone to a doctor's appointment together. Mm-hmm. How'd you feel at the Brandon facility?
I was excited, nervous and excited. I mean, this is the first time this happened, for both of us. So I was excited to go and see the ultrasound. Mm-hmm. And going into the room, we said a prayer before we went in there. It was basically, we was basically nervous, but by the time we got in there, we sat down. She sat on the hospital bed, or the bed. And we just waited. We waited, nervous and excited to see the little embryo in the womb.
Davies was standing up all on the nurse's shoulder looking over at the TV. He said he was just excited to see something in there.
Yeah, so when they was going in, I was just, and it's weird because, when they actually got the camera in there, or whatever that thing is, the probe in there, and it feel like you actually going into this different reality, like into this, I don't know, how they say the black hole? And
then my vagina.
Yeah, and then you're curious to see what's on the other side. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like they
through an ultrasound.
No, but that's how I felt. I'm just saying that's how I felt because it looked like she was moving things out of the way, and then all of a sudden it's like she went into this place where
into my womb.
Yeah, into your womb.
It was very uncomfortable
and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the fetal pole was there, the yolk sac was there. But unfortunately, what our practitioner did not tell us that I knew fairly early on was that something was wrong. Based on the fact that she was squinting and asked the nurse to go down the hall and get someone else, I knew that something was wrong. And I asked her if there was a heartbeat. Also, Davies wanted to take a picture, and I asked her, can he take a picture? She was like, oh, no, we're going to print something out for you. Her demeanor changed, the energy in the room shifted, and I could discern that something was wrong.
And it was like before that even happened, before this, all that even took place, it was having so much complication with just the machine itself, the ultrasound machine. It didn't work. It shut down for almost 10 minutes. They was trying to figure out what was going on with it. They brought somebody else to try to figure out what's wrong with it. They unplugged it, plugged it back on, tried to reset it. So much was going on. And then it ended up working. Started to work.
It worked, and we were excited. We were excited, jokingly, talking about whether it would be twins or one. And so, as you can imagine, me being 36 and Davius being 38, we spent weeks and weeks watching cute baby videos and talking about the future and planning for the future. And the nausea was real, the sore boobs was real, the fatigue was real. We actually have quite a few videos that we recorded in between learning we were pregnant and going to our first appointment. But the first appointment was full of information. It just wasn't what we hoped for. And they told us to come back in 2 weeks to see if something changed with the heartbeat. But I had done so much research that I knew.
But babe, you didn't tell them that they didn't find a heartbeat.
I did.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I had done so much research that I knew that when I asked her if there was a heartbeat and she couldn't answer, that something was wrong because the heartbeat should have been showing. I think she tried to say that if I had miscalculated the dates, then there's a chance that the embryo was younger than I anticipated and the heartbeat wasn't there yet. But I definitely knew May is a very long month, and I had told Davius by the second, like we knew the embryo would have been far enough along to have a heartbeat, and not having one was problematic. So they wanted us to come back in 2 weeks to do more testing, and I felt like that was too long to wait. By the time I got to the parking lot to go to the car, I had a breakdown, and Davius had to comfort me, and he was very optimistic, but everything in me just felt different. I felt like my body was different. I figured something was wrong, and based on her response, I knew something was wrong. So we prayed and we went to dinner, which was a very emotional dinner. And about 3 days later, I told him I could not wait 2 weeks to figure out if something was deceased or living inside of me.
So then she looked up another person to do an ultrasound, and we found a lady that specialized only on ultrasounds.
Yeah, a sonographer with a private practice, and she was amazing.
And she was pretty cool, man. She was real cool, and she kind of articulated everything in a confident way. Kind of gave, she was teaching while she was giving us the information, letting us know that everything was gonna be all right, telling us exactly what happened, or and what to not be discouraged about.
The bedside manner that I experienced with the practitioners was not good. I didn't appreciate it at all. I don't know, but when I called the private practitioner who I was referred to through a birthing center, she said that she's actually heard a lot of similar cases where she's shocked because the technology we have today, they know when something's wrong, but they might be practicing CYA medicine and just trying to make sure they send you home. They tell you to come back in 2 weeks. By that time, maybe something's happened to where you already know what's going on and they don't have to tell you. But I expected more from the person I worked with, especially because she was a midwife. And it was a hard experience, but going to the private sonographer, she was able to confirm there was no blood supply to the embryo. There was no heartbeat. It had stopped developing. It was still measuring 6 weeks and 5 days, the same that it was measuring the week before when we had gone to the doctor's appointment. So it was $200 out of pocket, but I at least knew what was going on. I knew what was coming. And it seemed that about a couple days after that, I started spotting, having tissue loss, taking a shower, and having smaller clumps of things fall out. And it was kind of emotionally triggering every time to be reminded. It's like, I know what's happening. I know what's no longer developing inside of me, but to see this in the shower was just driving me a little bit crazy.
So what options did they give you for the miscarriage?
So knowing what was happening when I went to the private person, she confirmed what I was feeling. She said, if you were my daughter, I would tell you not to do a DNC. That is an option because then your womb has to heal and someone's going to be swiftly going in there and scraping things out of you. I wasn't going to be able to do that route anyway. I wanted to do the natural route where you wait for your body to recognize you're no longer pregnant and expel everything on its own. The other option would be to take a pill. And so I thought I was going to do it naturally, but after several weeks of small things falling out, I decided when we went to our follow-up appointment, to tell the nurse that I was ready for the pill. And it sucks because I wanted to take the time. I hate to say that, you know, I was rushing through it. I wanted it to happen more quickly, but I did think that I just needed it to get out, because every shower that I took, every time I used the restroom, it was like pulling a Band-Aid off over and over again. And so Davius and I hung out and did some fun stuff. And then that Saturday evening, I came home and took the pills. And I recorded a couple of videos throughout the process and may edit those and share our journey in between time with everyone. But we kind of wanted to share what we had experienced in the month of May and June, and what we're working past, the grief and loss that we're working past in July. We clearly understand that God is still sovereign and is in control, and we're optimistic about the future. And I know that all of my friends and loved ones who keep encouraging me or trying to say, you know, well, the good news is at least you got pregnant, or the good news is, it's like, you don't have to say anything. You could say nothing, because I don't know that I'm all the way there to hear the good news in this situation, but I appreciate people praying our strength. And we're going to continue to articulate how God is in control regardless of everything that's happened. I think that our premarital counselor, Minister John King, had some great words and scriptures.
Awesome guy.
For me, I met with him and shared what was going on. And he gave me some scripture to meditate on, to make sure that I am emotionally prepared if God blesses me, when God blesses us, to be pregnant again, that we don't allow this experience to steal our joy in the future. And so we're chewing on that. But I think that I've experienced so many women who I've shared with, who've shared their loss with me in the past couple of weeks, that it's just important for us to be more open or vocal about what we experienced, and potentially be encouragement to others, or help others process. I know I was really concerned about you, and because you were so concerned about me, or you are so concerned about me, that I feel like if you do have thoughts or feelings you want to share, you're less likely to do so, because your thought is it's going to trigger Shantae and she's going to start crying again, and she just got to a good place.
I mean, you know, as guys, sometimes we feel like, you know, we're not allowed to feel certain ways. You know, we have to just hold up the household, or, you know what I'm saying, stay strong and grounded, and kind of be the defense, you know, against all the pressure. So, you know, I tell the guys, you know what I'm saying, you know, just be there for your wives, be there for your woman, you know, while she going through that, you know, I mean, and don't cover your emotions. Be smart, be wise though, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here just, you know, going crazy, crying, and, you know, nah, babe, come on, man. You gotta hold down. Both of us can't be breaking. We gotta have our time, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you gotta hold down your wife, but at the same time, have somebody you could talk to, the way you could vent. You feel what I'm saying? Even talk to your wife about it too. You feel what I'm saying? It's very helpful that y'all communicate, so she could know that, man, emotionally she's not there by herself, that, you know what I'm saying, you do feel hurt by the situation also. But, you know, just be a strong arm, be an encouragement, you know. Yeah.
At the very least, I was happy that we had a chance to go to dinner with a couple of individuals. One of the couples that we opened up and shared with shared their loss, and Davius shared with me that he had a coworker who has a baby, and he opened up to that coworker, and that coworker shared his experience of loss. So I feel like him having other men to talk to and share or learn from outside of me being present is helpful, because my emotions, I don't even know, I can't even say they're a roller coaster. Sometimes they're just a car ride, and then it's a parked car. It's not even like up and down sometimes.
You know, again, to the fellas, sometimes you're not gonna understand it, because for us, we like, okay, we done went through it and we still going through it, but then we know how to kind of put it on, you know what I mean? But as she goes through her ups and downs, you know, don't try to feel like, man, you have to fully understand what she's going through. It's best just to support just to be there as a support, a crying arm, shoulder. You know, if she needs something, be there for her. You know, but it's gonna be a lot of emotions that she's gonna be going through that you might not understand. Cause one day she's gonna feel it's gonna look like everything's all right, that she's going through it, and you know everything's gonna be okay. And the next day you're gonna catch her crying. You know, like you gonna kind of see her just cry, and one day she's just gonna be normal, and then all of a sudden she's just gonna be talking about it, and then tears gonna come.
I know that one of the harder moments was the last appointment where we were actually being prescribed, not that one, after we were actually prescribed the pills. I took the pills, and from Saturday through Monday there was a lot of blood loss and symptoms and pain. And Monday night we actually were blessed and comforted in a very interesting way. I told Davius I did not feel comfortable flushing an embryo down the toilet the same way I did my goldfish. So initially when these large, sorry for all y'all who feel this is TMI, when these large clots started expelling, I wanted to grab them and keep them from going down the toilet. I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. I had a jar I wanted to put them in, but it was happening too fast. I couldn't catch them. I couldn't get them. I used the bag one time, tried to like go into the toilet and just pushed it deeper. So I gave up on it. And Monday, I was in more pain than I had been the night before. And they told me all of this should happen within 24 hours of taking the pills. Monday at 9 p.m., about 56 hours after, something horribly large expelled. And when I heard it hit the water, I knew it was something unique. And I grabbed a piece of plastic and grabbed it. And I was like, oh my God, it's what I have been seeing in a lot of the miscarriage images that I was researching. And I really feel like it was the yolk sac attached with some of what was going to become the placenta, the umbilical cord. It was a very interesting looking item. And I had to prevent myself from cutting open a piece of it because I felt like if I saw the embryo up close, I would lose it. And I told Davius, I said, you know, in this weird way, we get to hold our baby because, you know, it was the one thing I was concerned about for like 2 days, and God smiled upon me and said, I'm going to give you this. So that was amazing. But the very next day I experienced a lot of pain that I couldn't describe. Like I was in tears. I almost went to the ER. I called the emergency number because I was concerned about side effects or symptoms and infection. And when I went to the doctor on Wednesday, because we got through the night with over-the-counter medicine, and I just went in on Wednesday, I found out that it was my fibroids. My fibroids increased in size due to the pregnancy hormone, and they were giving me pain. So I had a doctor in one area who was doing a hand examination, touching, pushing, moving things when I already experienced this discomfort all night and shared I was in pain. And then they sent me over to go and have an ultrasound in the next place to make sure nothing was left.
They're just going from this side of the office to the other side, from this side.
And I went to the ultrasound place, and the lady was like, well, I need you to use the bathroom. Make sure you, I was like, I don't need to use the bathroom. She was like, just make sure you use the bathroom because I need your bladder empty. And I went to the bathroom, and I was feeling really frustrated because I had just spent an hour waiting in a room full of pregnant women. And I didn't have the words to articulate it or warn Davius, but it wasn't until I came in the room and I was just crying and I was upset and I was like, I just want to go home. And he was like, what happened? I just was like, I never want to come to this place again. I don't like these providers. I'm switching OBGYNs. I had a great one. She left and the practice didn't tell me she left. So I was being placed with person after person I did not know. The med tech staff, assistants, whoever that come in the office first, the nurses were not reading my file. So each time someone new would work with me, they would say, oh, so you guys are pregnant? You're having a baby? Is this your new? So it's like, I've been in here 3 or 4 times over the last couple of weeks about a miscarriage, an ongoing miscarriage, and you didn't read any notes. So you're asking us questions or saying congratulations, and this is not the time. At one point, this one woman, she seemed like she recognized she put her foot in her mouth, and she kept apologizing, and I just wanted her to leave the room.
I mean, I'm sitting here dumbfounded. That's okay. She's in a bad mood right now, but know what's going on. But Shante felt like she was about to like go off on everybody. And so, you know,
I didn't though.
you did it. And if she was willing to go, if she was ready to go home, I'd have took her home. You know.
But we needed to. I just wanted to make sure nothing was left. So again, another probe goes inside of me and is pushing and pulling and everything. And I've been saying I've been in pain for days, and it just was a horrible experience. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say other than we are healing and we are praying. And I feel like it definitely made me feel closer to Davius. He's seen some things that newlyweds shouldn't be showing each other yet. I feel like some stuff you shouldn't see.
I done been to the mountain.
Until you've been married for 50 years or something. But all in all, we just wanted to make this very transparent video so that our network understands. And I know that people have our best interest in mind, but certain people who will, oh, do you guys want to have kids? Are you thinking about this? Are you thinking? It's like, sometimes it's just too soon and they don't know. And I have not gone off on anyone yet. I just want to say that I'm not trying to go off on anyone, but there have been some times where I have felt like this one comment almost made me jump across a counter, and I just prefer to stay home a little more frequently. And there are some friends that I haven't called back, or some people who I haven't checked on, who I completely love, but I just feel like I did not or do not always have the capacity for one extra thing. So I'm thankful for my job and the flexibility I've had. I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for the individuals we opened up to and shared with who said that they're praying for us. And I'm thanking for those individuals who are coming in agreement with us that we will be biological parents in the near future.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. God is amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely blessed us through it all. I see his imprint on everything. So, before C and D sign out, it might be weird, but if you get a chance to watch this video all the way through, you'll understand that we might share a couple more videos of happier times, exciting times, and maybe some more videos that are a little bit more graphic or in detail for women who are experiencing things. I couldn't find a lot of the information I was looking for online or with other YouTube videos.
Usually like they're broken in different pieces, so you have to watch this one video, then you have to watch another video to get another part of the information. I think you helping a lot of women out just by giving them all the pieces.
Yeah, so those videos,
As much as you can.
Trigger warnings for anyone who's going through things and might not have the capacity to sit through it, but I'll definitely add those warnings in the beginning of those videos. Yeah. Keep us in your prayers.
Peace and blessings.